Welcome back. In the previous chapter, we saw how to deal with read and write streams and how to avoid back pressure using pipes. In this chapter, I will show you how far we can go with streams. I will add a package called CSV2JSON. Here is CSV2JSON package, and here is a documentation on how we can use it. It simply will convert a CSV stream to a JSON. First, I will import CSV2JSON package, const CSV from CSV2JSON, and then I will use the CSV in my first pipe. I will add a delimiter. The delimiter that I'm using in my file is semicolon, and I will remove the second pipe to show you what we can get from the CSV package. I will add an event listener on data, and I will output the data that I'm receiving. Good. So now I'm seeing buffers, just like earlier, and I will add a built-in property called ObjectMode. ObjectMode is a property built in by Node.js that will transform the stream into objects, just like that. Right. So I'm no longer converting the buffer to streams. I'm receiving objects already. Nice. I will add now another pipe to show you what we can do with transform. Transform, you can import it from stream. Well, transform stream have both readable and writable features, so we'll use it to edit or filter some data. I will show you how to do it. We are going to use object mode as well, so we can benefit from the objects that I'm receiving. The transform method will give you access to the chunks, the encoding, and a callback method that you can use to send your modified chunk or some errors. Other methods like flash or final could be useful as well in real-life projects, but in this tutorial I will keep it a bit simple and use only the transform method. If you pay attention, we have only one object, and that's because of the callback. And the callback accepts the error and some data. And if you don't use the callback method, the stream will stop. You can choose to throw errors if you like. There is an event listener that can help you to catch errors. Please note that when an error is thrown, the stream won't trigger the end of stream. Let's try that. Boom. So the stream didn't end. It's closed once the error is found. Right. I will now remove the error, and you will see that the stream will trigger the end of the stream. I will clear that out to make it a bit beautiful. We can do something really good with transform. We can edit our stream. I will create a variable called user, and this user will hold the modified version of the stream. The name, I will keep it the same. For the email, it contains some capital cases. I will convert it. Emails should be all in lowercase. I will convert the age to a number, the salary as well, and I will convert the active to a boolean, because like for the moment they are all strings. We can achieve the exact same result using CSV plugin, but I wanted to show you what we can do literally with streams. So we are doing it ourselves. Right, so let's test that out. Index. Oh, my bad. I'm sending the chunk instead of the variable that I've created called user. Now I will send the user and let's see what is the result. Nice. So now I have edited my stream using transform. I will show you another use case with transform. I will use object mode as well. The chunk will be the user, an encoding, and a callback as well. Right, so now I will filter out all the users that are not active. I will do that by using an if statement. And to exclude some data from the stream, you can simply send nothing, right? So in the callback, I'm saying that there is no error and I'm not sending any data. And otherwise, I will say that there is no error and I will be sending the user. Don't forget the return statements because that will cause us a problem. I will add another pipe and I will give it my filter. Let's see what it does. All of the non-active users are removed from the stream. Right. Yeah, we can do more complex stuff. For example, I can exclude as well all the users that have, let's say, a salary less than 1,000. Let's do this. Right. So I can see that the user is filtered out. The filter could be more complex than that. Let's say you have an API, you can send a request to your server to see if it's allowed to keep that user or not. I'm just saying, an example to show you how complex filter can get and what we can do with filter and transform. Okay, so if you want to exclude the data, just call the callback without the data, and the stream will be, and the data will be filtered out from the stream. Okay, I will remove that and keep it simple. Well, pipes are really great and really useful, but there is a -1 about them when it comes to error management. Things could get complicated, or you will end up with an ugly piece of code, which for me, as I said, it's a -1, but overall it's great. You will have to add an error listener right after each pipe. Otherwise, you will end up having uncaught errors and your program might crash. If your main method is a callback function, then you need to call this callback on end event and on each error listener that you have in this method, right? You will need to do the exact same thing if you are returning a new promise. I mean, you need to resolve on end and reject on errors, right? But no worries, I got your back. I will show you better ways to deal with streams. Okay, so I will replace that by a pipeline. Simply import pipeline from stream/promises. And the pipeline is a bit different, slightly different. It's the very first param should be the source or the read stream, and then you can give it whatever you like as transforms or filters or whatever you like. Right, just like that. I will add my transform and my filter, just like that. Okay, so now I replaced all this stuff just by 4 lines. All you need is this. I will add just a console log just to show you that it's working as expected. We didn't forget anything. I will add another console log and I will say that stream ended just to demonstrate the case. Right, so here we don't see the stream ended just because pipeline expects the last transform to send really nothing. It's really expect that the last transform to act like a write stream. A write stream in general, they do stuff. For example, they write on a file, but they don't send data, right? So if you are using pipeline, just make sure to not to send any data in your callback. For the error management, it's really easy. You could just wrap it up inside a try catch, and that's it. No headaches. The stream will be always in sync and better error management, which is great. I will output back the error if any. For the moment, we don't have any error. Right, so we're still achieving the exact same result, but without headaches and better error management. And honestly, this is the code looked so nice. And there you go. This is pipeline. This is how it works. Just a nice way to write stream. It's way better in when it comes to error management. And if you pay attention, we are just reading from a file, but we're not doing anything with the data. We are just editing the data and filtering out some of it. But we can send this data to a database, to a broker, to an API, or literally anything. Here is a quick comparison about what we saw earlier about pipe and pipeline. Both are really great. Pipes in general help us to avoid memory leak. Easy to use, not really that complex as you might notice. About the error management, for me, it's not really that good. It's not really that clean when it comes to code. You can use event listeners, and this will depend on the use case of pipe. For me, I left that without a pros or a cons. It's somehow in the middle. It depends on your case. It forces you definitely to use either a callback or a promise, so you cannot use an async await on it. On the other hand, on pipeline, it helps as well to avoid memory leak. Easier to use compared to pipe, better error management, cleaner code as well, and you can't event listeners. For me, this is not either a pros or a cons. In use cases, personally, don't use event listeners, and it's quite flexible, so you can use a callback or new promise or either an async await. So for me, this is overall the comparison between pipe and pipeline.